talk about is you've picked your maids. Now what's going to happen? So like, where do you recommend brides even start when it comes to picking out what their bridesmaids are going to be dressed in?
I think the best thing to do is to start with your own wedding gown. We get a ton of brides who haven't chosen their dress first, and it can change the game. I mean, really, really recommend having the wedding gown first. And then we tend to start with color. Focus on that color. Make sure, because for so many of our brides, this may be the only pop of color they have.
Right.
Everything else a lot of times is super neutral, and your girls are up there right next to you in this color. So this is where Pinterest can be your best friend or your worst.
So true. It really sends you down a rabbit hole, right?
And the one thing you have to remember is everything on Pinterest is edited and filtered. So sometimes the color you see doesn't necessarily exist on the actual dress you're seeing because it's filtered so much.
But that's fine, because your photographer is going to be different from this photographer. Your wedding day, the weather, the time of day, whether it's inside, outside, everything's going to be different.
Yeah, it's like a totally different wedding. So try not to get too hung up on that, right? Like come in with an idea and like let the experts like you guys help them.
It's not a roadmap, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like that's what we like to tell our brides. Like, don't say I have to have this exact look. Be like, ooh, I like this, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
I think that's a great tip. So how far in advance do brides even need to start thinking about this? So they've gotten their dress, which is so important. Especially I feel like what they think they're going to end up in a dress doesn't always stay the same. So get that dress first, but then how far in advance do they need to start thinking about what their girls are going to wear?
So we recommend ordering at least 6 months before your wedding.
Okay.
So that means a bride should come in for her initial appointment at least 8 months before the wedding. That way she has plenty of time to narrow down, get some opinions if she wants them, and then if she wants them.
That's the key right there, right?
If she, once she narrows down, it gives the girls plenty of time to submit their orders. So they would go to, like, in our case, they would go to any Bella Bridesmaids location across the country, get fitted, and then they'll have plenty of time to order so that the dresses are ordered 6 months before the wedding. They take about, dresses can take up to 4 months for production. So once they are ordered, that's when the time clock starts for production, and then we want them to be in the girls' hands at least 2 months before the wedding.
And there are exceptions to every rule. If you have a tighter time frame, don't rule us out. We can probably still help you.
Yeah.
We have done some tight time frames and we make it work.
Yes.
And, you know.
It's possible to make it work. It just makes it a little easier maybe if they have that leeway. Don't wait too long.
We literally had a bride in here this morning whose wedding is in 3 months, and we're making it happen. So it's just, we can do it. This is just our ideal timeline for most brides.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Don't wait too long if you have the leeway of doing that, and there's no sense in adding that extra stress, right? So